Shabbat Shalom. This is not, I'm just wanted to make a quick video more so, not my full message. Probably going to come back to that. But still, Abba Yah, thank you for this Shabbat. Let me go forth and do your will. Hallelujah. All right. So, right now, we got a lot going on here in America, a lot of forest fires and stuff like that. So, I was working on my message, but something led me to this. So I'm gonna just go here first. So what I'm gonna do is go to Daniel 10. No, I'm gonna go to Daniel 12 first. Daniel 12 is where is the basis of where, excuse me, I really want to go. I'm gonna go over there and share my screen. And so let's get Daniel 12. Hallelujah. So I'm gonna just read verse 1 through 3 here and kind of put some emphasis on stuff and say Daniel 12. Now at that time, Michael shall stand up, shall stand up, shall stand up. The great head who is standing over the sons of your people. Who is this speaking about? This is Daniel that's talking here. So his people are Israel. The great head who is standing over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of distress, such as never was since there was a nation until that time. And at that time, your people shall be delivered. Your people shall be saved. Your people shall be delivered, is what it says. But what is the difference between delivered and saved? Especially seeing that this is something that is given to us in English. And what's the difference? The words mean the same thing. And at that time, your people shall be saved. Everyone who is found written in the book. What book is this talking about? Is this a prophetic word? Yes, the book of life. And many of those who sleep. Is this talking about sleeping in a bed, resting? It's talking about resting, but sleep in the dust of the earth, the deceased. Wake up, some to everlasting life, and some to reproaches, everlasting abhorrence. See, many argue about the heaven and hell narrative. Everlasting abhorrence, everlasting life. Abhorrence, this word in itself, maybe I should just look it up for you and stuff like that and show you what abhorrence means. Abhorrence definitions right here. Let me increase this so that you see. A feeling of repulsion, disgusted, loathing, hate, basically. Pull that out and go back to where I was. And those who have insight shall shine like the brightness of the expanse, heavens. And those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. I don't know. I don't want to read all that again. Now at that time, Michael shall stand up, the great head, who is standing over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of distress, such as never was since there was a nation until that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one who is found written in the book. And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth wake up, some to everlasting life, and some to reproaches, everlasting abhorrence. And those who have insight shall shine like the brightness of the expanse, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. End time prophecy, in my opinion. That's my vantage point. That's my perspective. So, let's play. Let's play. Mikael, Mem, Yod. Is that a Kaf? Aleph. And then what's that? Man, see, I'm forgetting my terms. But that's the L word. Oh, what is that called? Lamed. Yes, Lamed. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm slipping. But see right here, it says Michael or Michael, who is like Yah, one of the chief or the first archangel, who is described as the one who stands in time of conflict for the children of Yasharel or Israel. All right. So I want to go back to where I was. So let me see. Move. No, that ain't where I want. That ain't what I want. Sometimes my banner up top be in for this be kind of interfering. But let me go, and I still want to go over to. I want to go over here to Daniel 12. I think that's Daniel 12. No, actually Daniel 10 is where I want to go. Daniel 10. So I want to go back a little bit and I want to look over that. So I'm going to go down and see. I'm gonna go down to 5, but it says in the 3rd year of Kores or Cyrus, sovereign of Persia. So he the ruler. Many if you can look at Isaiah 45, I think it is 1, you notice that Kores is called a Messiah, a Mashiach. Many people, don't want to read that like it says, call him anointed, but when you look at the Hebrew words that's there, it actually calls him Mashiach. And he's the sovereign of Persia, but he was put into power by Yah. He was a right hand or arm of Yah. But let's go down here to 5. So this is Daniel. Then I lifted my eyes and looked and saw a certain man. What he thought he believed was a man, dressed in linen. Linen is a powerful fabric. Shouldn't be mixed with anything. Whose loins were girded with gold of Uphaz, and his body was like beryl. Let me show you something. So this is what I got right here for beryl. But then, in looking at beryl, I guess beryl has many other different colors. So I was like, okay. And it also has like a red, so okay. That's not really that significant, right? Because it jumps all over. Beryl could be multiple different colors. So that ain't really standing out once you look at it, unless, when you get the first image I showed, it's like a brown. It says it, but then it said it in his face like the appearance of lightning. This is supposed to be a man. And his eyes like torches of fire. Man, there's see, so many people lean on the Brit Hadashah. There's a description very similar to this in the Brit Hadashah. Very similar. But again, a certain man, saying as a man. I want to keep reading because the one that's in the Brit Hadashah, many proclaim it to be Yahusha, and so I don't disagree with the Brit Hadashah, but I'm just saying some people would probably say, oh, that's the same person, but let me continue because I don't like to just jump and add stuff and make stuff be because it seems to fit. So because everything to me when I read this does not fit that. So let me keep going. And his arms and feet like polished bronze in appearance. So again, polished bronze. This is what polished bronze looked like. Very brown, beautiful brown at that. Polished bronze. It's very descriptive. You know, and this ain't a lot of people try to knock what's said into the Brit Hadashah about, when it describes, fiery eyes and stuff like that, like this or whatever, but this is what Daniel seen. He didn't see a palm skin person. He saw someone with arms and feet like polished bronze. And then I showed you the burrow earlier that there was a brown one, but they had other different colors. So that right there is not okay. So face appears like lightning, so it's so bright. But you can see the eyes, torches of fire. Anyway. And the sounds of his words like the sound of a crowd. Just booming. And I, Daniel, saw the vision. So only Daniel was seeing this. For the men who were with me did not see the vision, but a great trembling fell upon them. So they knew something was going on, but they could not perceive clearly what was going on. Now, I already showed that prophecy that comes up later than this, in Daniel 12, but still, prior to that, this occurred. And they ran away to hide themselves. Because this was for Daniel. This was not for them. But they knew something was going on. Something major was going on. So I was left alone when I saw this great vision. And no strength remained in me. So he was having an encounter. A spiritual encounter that was basically shaking the fabric of his being. For my comeliness was destroyed in me, and I retained no strength. But I heard the sound of his words. His words. And while I heard the sound of his words, I was stunned, lying with my face to the ground. And see, a hand touched me and set me trembling on my knees and on the palms of my hands. And he said to me, "O Daniel, man greatly appreciated, understand the words that I speak to you and stand upright, for I have now been sent to you." So this is a messenger. Messenger could be a angel, that's what we English term or whatever, but this is a messenger coming. But listen, this is a messenger. This is someone that's under authority because he was sent. He didn't come on his own volition, his own desire. He was doing the will of someone else. And while he was speaking this word to me, I stood trembling. It's Daniel talking. And he said to me, "Do not fear, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your Elohim, your Elohim. Your words were heard, and I have come because of your words. This messenger was sent because of the words of Daniel. I would say his prayers. So his prayers was answered as soon as they were sent. But yet, let's keep going. But the head of the rule of Persia, we just got through talking and seeing that the person, the human, was Koresh or Cyrus. But no, but the head of the rule of Persia withstood me 21 days. So if this is Yahusha, how could, if he has all power, and I'm not saying he doesn't, whatever, how could this ruler of Persia hold him up? And if this is Yahusha, why would he need this next person as his help? And see, Michael, remember, of Yah. This is a prince of Yah, Michael. One of the chief heads, not the chief head, but one of the chief heads, came to help me. He needed help. This burl one, bronze appearance feet, he needed help. He needed help. Michael, one of the chief heads, came to help me, for I had been left alone there with the sovereigns of Persia. This messenger, bronze feet, arms, was coming to answer the request of Daniel, but he was held up. He was withstood for 21 days. The answer was given to the prayer or to the request, but yet it was held up. And Michael had to come and help. Right now, many of you have put out prayers. Many of you put out requests. And the answer has already been given. But yet, you have not received in the natural, in this physical realm, the results that you have asked for. That does not mean that it's not coming. 21 days. Daniel's answer was withheld from him. Michael had to go assist and help the messenger that was bringing the results of that request. And I have come to make you understand what is to befall your people in the latter days. For the vision is yet for days to come. That prophecy. Many of us believe we're in a time of prophecy right now, that all this stuff that is going on is the prophecy. Could be. I'm not the one to say that it is or isn't. But one thing I do know, messengers are going forth doing the will of Yah. And when we ask for certain things, the answer is given, and we may not see the results of it at the same time or immediately. So these things that are happening could be very much. And I believe one thing, well, I don't want to spoil my other message that I'm going to give, the whole message. But seriously, right now, if you see certain things and you say, oh, well, men did that. Who created man? Right now, it said a man, it labeled this as a man. But I don't believe this is the man like we. But I know that men are influenced by the spiritual realm. The results that we get are influenced by the spiritual realm. The head of Persia, and I don't believe it was Koresh, but hey, I believe it was a principality, a spiritual, stopped and held up this messenger. Many will say it was Gabriel is the messenger here. All I know is Michael, Michael, hey, what is that? Michael, who is like Yah. Some will say, "Oh, that this is first archangel chief and one of the chiefs." That alludes that there are more than one. You know, I don't know. I consistently try to show that when you're dealing with Israel in general, you're dealing with one son. You know, everybody focuses on Yahusha, which I am never trying to take away anything from Yahusha. But Yahuwah looks at his one son. He looks at the whole nation, the whole remnant. So Yahusha is the head, but he's also looking at the body. He does not deal with parts. He don't deal with pieces. He deals with the whole. And people don't get that. I'm like, if your arm is ill or something's wrong with it, the whole body is messed up. Every member must be in unison and be together. You know, they have the same agenda, same purpose, same goal. So no, I'm knocking Yahusha. But if he's Mashiach, you gotta be Mashiach. If you're not Mashiach, then you have no parts of Yah. None. So just saying that you're Mashiach, you know, you maybe that's not a complete sentence. You got to say, as long as I'm in the will of Yah, I'm Mashiach then. Okay. Maybe that'll appease some people and make them feel more comfortable to hear somebody say they Mashiach. But when you were in Christianity, you said all day, I'm anointed. I'm anointed. I'm anointed. I'm anointed. And you had not a problem saying that. And nobody had a problem hearing it. But now when you say, I'm Messiah, there's an issue. Why? Where's the trepidation and why should there be? But again, that's me rambling and going off the topic. You know, the topic is to show you we are always been in the end times, always. Because Yah's will has not come to a conclusion. What he intended in the garden, the beginning, for his dominion to be observable on earth as it is in the Shamayim or in heaven. Yeah, we can see it as individuals, but it's not manifest for all. We see the principalities come into play. We see that the messengers are being held up because the words of Yah, they don't come back void, but it looks like that if you were to look with natural eyes. But when you look in the spiritual realm, you see something is holding it up, but it's coming. It's coming. Just like Michael had to come and cease the holdup that was going on with this messenger. The holdup in Israel coming back to him is going to cease. All of that's going to come to a conclusion. We look at years and see it as a long period of time. But when you count 1,000 years against eternity, it's nothing. It's a speck. When you count 10,000 years against eternity, It's still just a speck. There's verses that says he sees 1,000 years as a day. When you look at that and you look at the age of people that on this earth, or through the Adam and Eve story and every, you see that nobody lived longer than a day. If 1,000 years, they didn't live longer than a day. If you so we're making time to be our masters. We're making our emotions and our feelings about things be our master and not trusting Yah. And I'm guilty of that myself. So if anything, I want to turn back to Torah and acknowledge my faults. Forgive me, Yah, and help me to see clearly so that your will be done. But I'm gonna end this right here because I want to get into my message, and I don't want to. I'm gonna stop this and I'm gonna restart up because this is some of my message is in here, but this is not the fullness of it, and that message may be long. So, but anyway, Abba Yah, thank you. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.